I like the way Kevin O'Leary explained the difference between Elon Musk and Steve Jobs. It's very interesting, especially the fact that Elon is in there now with Doge and Vivek and Trump. I just want you to hear this because Kevin has a very unique way of breaking things down in a simple way. Rob, go ahead and play this clip.
And there are different kind of people in life that I've learned in investing in many managers and entrepreneurs and working for some of them. And I would say there's the idea of signal and noise. And so if you think, I worked for Steve Jobs, not a very nice guy, but he was 90% signal during the day and 10% noise. Noise being distractions that he would agree to be distracted by during the working day. And his working day was 20 hours. Wow. And he wasn't that social a guy. And look what he achieved. Now, Elon Musk, I know with certainty, is 100% signal. I've never met a man like that. And look what he's achieved. It's unprecedented. And he would be a profound force if set free to go work on government to find inefficiencies. And I'd like to see that happen. But he's, got social issues around being 100% signal. But do I think he should be involved with Trump? Does it make Trump a better administrator? Does it make his administration more powerful? 100%. We don't know how much Elon will be engaged, but you can't deny what this man's achieved. There's never been an entrepreneur like him. I say release the hounds. Release them onto the hill and let's see what happens.
Oh, I love that. Tom.
Mr. Wonderful, I love that. And I completely agree with it. I've never met Elon, but I'll tell you, everything you see, he's so true. Signal-to-noise ratio, go look that up, folks. It is such an important concept. And it really revolves around the word focus and filter. What can you focus on and what do you filter out? And that's the whole concept of signal and noise. And I love what he's saying because I think he's absolutely correct. So does it make it better? It does make it better. And I like to listen to the people that don't like it. I don't listen to them as in listen and take their advice, but I enjoy listening to them. A certain bald CNN commentator was saying, and now he's recruited the wealthiest man in the history of the world to be his buddy, and he's out here. He's smarter than the rest of us. So when I hear people saying things like that, and I say, wow, Mr. Jones doesn't like the fact that Elon and Trump are friends. I like it even more. That makes me like it even more. It ratifies what I was thinking from my perspective, because remember, don't just look at the people that agree with you. You know what I mean, Vinny? Listen to some of the people that aren't agreeing with you.
Can you break down to the average person signal versus noise? Like signal is you're paying attention to what's going to grow the company, the stuff that you should actually look at. Noise is just a bunch of gibberish and noise that's being made, and you're not getting distracted by the noise.
Yeah, noise is natural. Noise is natural. It is distractions at your desk. It is people with different opinions. It is I'll give you a great example, folks. Signal to noise ratio. 10 of you are sitting there around Thanksgiving. You got your sister in town, her kids, your husband, her husband, everybody's around, okay? And you're trying to decide what movie to watch. And the moms think they should go to this movie that's pretty wholesome, doesn't have any cursing and swearing in it, probably good for the kids. And everybody's got a bunch of different opinions. The moms, it turns out, are right. That's signal. All the kids want to go, let's go see Moana 2. We saw that last week. Let's see it again. That's noise. That's the distraction. And the moms are trying to break the signal through to people to let them know, we should see this movie. Here's why. This is a great movie. We're all going to have a good time this afternoon. That's signal. Everything else that you allow or happens is noise. And in your business, you have to allow noise to be present so that it alerts you to maybe the presence of a signal that you think that you thought was noise, so you can hear another perspective, but you got to stay on signal, otherwise you get nowhere. And what he's talking about, Steve Jobs, was 90% signal, meaning he was focused and listening to that which he believed was right and staying on course, and there was 10% noise. He compares it to Elon Musk and he says, I worked for Steve Jobs. I understood this. Elon Musk is 100% signal, meaning so hyper-focused.
And by the way, here's what Van Jones said about Trump, Rob, if you want to play this clip. Here's conversations about Van Jones finally saying Trump is smarter than all of us. Go ahead, Rob.
How the hell did Donald Trump figure out the mainstream media is the fringe and the fringe is now the mainstream? How the hell did Donald Trump figure out? I mean, Joe Rogan is obvious, right? Like, we knew the guy had a big audience. It's not like we were like stunned, but like, how the hell was he, the 78-year-old guy who doesn't even have a computer and still like writes handwritten
Chris
notes?
Kaliza,
How did he become the
I
guy
believe,
who
if you say his
cracked
name. He's
the
the
code on, to your point, running a
editor-chief
cultural, I don't even want to say campaign, running
It was a movement. Look,
movement, heading a cultural movement versus a campaign.
every one of your people knows Elon. Listen. So everybody keeps, the problem is you have a framework in your mind that, how can Donald Trump? Guys, can we cut it out? Donald Trump is not an idiot. Donald Trump, let me just be very clear. Donald Trump is smarter than me, you, and all critics. You know why we know? Because he has the White House, the Senate, the House.
Totally agree.
Court, the popular vote. He has a massive media ecosystem bigger than the mainstream built around him and for him, and a religious fervor in a political movement around him. And his best buddy is the richest person in the history of the world, and the most relevant Kennedy is with him. This dude is a phenomenon. He is the most powerful human on earth and in our lifetime. And we're still saying, well, how was this guy? We look like idiots to ordinary.
You're totally right.
You definitely do look like an idiot.
Shout out to Vance Jones for continuing to, at the very least, Van Jones, to have some common sense and give credit where it's credit's due. So, by the way, get back to Kevin O'Leary and Mark Cuban, speaking of Shark Tank. You know how they say that you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with? Is it a little ironic that Mark Cuban is no longer doing Shark Tank? I think he announced that he's finally done with it, but Kevin O'Leary is still doing it. You've said at one point, is it really the 5 people you spend the most time with, or is it really one? Is it really the one person who has the most impact for you? You know how they do like stock up, stock down? Kevin O'Leary's stock is definitely up these days, whereas Mark Cuban's stock is plummeting.
He was making that point on October 24th, and he was prepared if the election, I'm talking about Kevin O'Leary, folks, that statement, that eloquent, little mini speech he made there, October 24th. If the election had been lost, he looks like a fool. He was putting his neck out and confidently putting his reputation out and was unafraid to do it.
Nobody put their reputation on the line more than Elon Musk. Remember that interview with Tucker when and he was sort of jokingly, he's like, you went all in on Trump. And he's like, if Trump loses, you're effed. And he's like, oh my God. And then Tucker did his, funny little laugh. But
the clip was Kevin.
Risk and reward. He risked it for the biscuit. And he won.
This hat, remember this hat that we showed? I told the crew, I said, I don't know how this hat's going to do. Let me put it to you this way. We don't have this for sale, so you can't even buy it. It's done. We're shipping 1,000 of these out today. So for some of you guys that are waiting for it, it's officially at our warehouse. It's going out to you. Merry Christmas. By the way, Rob, can you play the clip with Jill Biden talking about happy holidays and a kid corrects it? We're at a point that kids are correcting the first lady that, hey, why can't you just say Merry Christmas? That a kid has to lecture the president's wife. Watch this clip here. It's so funny. It's 13 seconds. Go ahead.
Hello. How are you? Hi. Happy holidays.
Watch
Hi.
this.
Happy Christmas.
Yes.
Happy Christmas. Yes.
Happy holidays to happy Christmas. You can pause it right there. The kid is more comfortable saying Merry Christmas than our first lady is. But anyways, this sold, the USA hat versus this hat, in 6 weeks, it sold the same amount as the USA hat did in 6 months.
That's ridiculous.
This hat, Christmas. But so I'm not selling it to you. We don't have it. We still have these Christmas hats left, these 2 Merry Christmas. One thing I will tell you that moved insanely fast were these sweaters. These sweaters that the quality is insane. You can literally sleep in these things with winter being around the corner. This one here, hot item going off the shelf. This is 3D quality. And on the back, it shows future looks bright.
I want one of
these are still out
This
there.
might be the softest thing I've ever touched.
I'm
not even joking.
Wow.
Seriously?
You're 44. You've touched
Well,
soft things. But let me go
Can we
back
start
to this
the
part
podcast?
Here.
I'm ready for that.
If you go to VT Merch, what we do have right now is gift cards. And this is what we're doing with the gift cards. You can buy a gift card for a friend, relative, fan, somebody that's watching this. I had a husband today say, hey, Pat, can you send me a Manek to my wife? She absolutely loves PBD Podcast. And can you can you please make sure you say Merry Christmas to my wife, which I did. And let me even give her a quick shout out. The last name was Lynch. If I can find this thing here, Chris Lynch, shout out to you for sending a Manek to give a shout out to your wife, Caroline Lynch. So you got a Manek and you're getting a shout out here. But go order a gift card. The first 50 people that order a $50 gift card, we're also sending a hat, Future Looks Bright hat in there for you as well. Give it to somebody you love for this Christmas. It's a lot of merch moving right now, guys, and people are in a very optimistic mode of Future Looks Bright. We want 1 million people around the world wearing this gear. Future Looks Bright. Go order the sweater. It's cold. Get one for yourself and a loved one. Again, go to vtmerch.com. Place your order.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.